Hi, this is Abhi from India. People of God, today I am going to speak to you something about Jesus as a brother. Jesus as a real brother to us. I am going to speak to some dynamic things, new hidden things, or I'll call it new revelations to people. Jesus is like an elder brother. You know what I'm going to speak to you from this thing? I'm just going to connect one person from the Old Testament. His name is Joseph. If you see the life of Joseph, you come to know it's exactly a good picture, I'll say. The picture of Joseph is exactly a shadow of Jesus in the New Testament. You know, if you go to ask many theologians, we ask them which is the exact picture or exact person who can represent Jesus Christ in the New Testament. Many people say it's Joseph. No, but even I agree to it, that is Joseph. So why do I agree to it? Let me give you something. Many similarities between this man Joseph and Jesus Christ. You know, the word of God says that Joseph was the beloved of his father. In short time, I'll tell you the story of this Joseph. I'll let you know about the background behind the story of Joseph. I'll tell you a small story about it. But let me just give you a hint about what is this man Joseph as. You know, Joseph, he was the beloved of his father actually. When the word of God says Jesus is the beloved of his father. You know, Joseph, you know, all his brothers hated him. Even if you see the life of Jesus, all his brothers always hated him. They rejected him here and there. If you see the life of Joseph, these brothers sold him for 20 pieces something. If you see the life of Jesus, even he was sold for 30 pieces of silver. If you see the life of Joseph, he was put into a pit. If you see the life of Jesus, even he was put into the tomb. If you see the life of Joseph, just because he was taken to Egypt, he escaped death. If you see the life of Jesus, just when Jesus was born, when Herod the king started to kill people, the best thing for Jesus to have a safety was to go to Egypt. We will see many similarities. Not only this, all the family of Joseph, when they sold Joseph to Egypt, they thought that he was dead. Even similarly, even Jesus was believed to be dead. After some time, Joseph's brother saw his brother Joseph. Even the same thing, even many of Jesus' disciples saw Jesus Christ as alive. Not only that, at last Joseph ended as a lot of Egypt. At the last, even Jesus ended as a lot of everyone, and a lot of everyone's life. So we see many similarities between these two people. You know, even when Joseph was tempted, he never fell into temptation. Even when Jesus was tempted, he never fell into temptation. We see many similarities from the life of Joseph, exactly same of Jesus. You know, if you see the life of Joseph, when there was no wheat in the entire region, in the entire, if you see the world, there was no wheat over there. Those time only there was a wheat in a place called Egypt. You know, what can we do with wheat? We can do bread. Well, similarly, in real time, when the full world will be lacking for something, we have Jesus as the bread of life. You know, there is very comparison between the man Joseph and the man Jesus. It's not 100%, but it's a much comparison between the man Joseph and the man Jesus. Now let me tell you a background behind this man called Joseph. I'm going to tell you something much good things from this story, because my today's message is about the brotherhood of Jesus. It's the brotherhood that Jesus has for us. That's my key topic. So I'll just tell you a short story. Maybe this story will interest you a lot. It's in the Bible. It's a very beautiful story. I think if you hear it very carefully, you will enjoy this story. There was a man called Joseph. He had 10 brothers with him. All his brothers were elder brothers. He was the youngest one. And he was always pampered by his father. Father liked him. When his father was very old, that this son was one of the youngest one. We all know that many times the parents favor the youngest one. You know, because the youngest one are very good enough, they take care of them and they like them a lot. You might be seeing this thing. You know, parents many a time are pampered by the children are pampered by the small children, or the last child is much pampered by their parents. We have seen it in many cases. If we see, a small child, who is the last born, many favors are given to him, many things are given to him, because he's the smallest child and he's a last child. Something people feel that he is a privileged guy. And because of that thing, just because his father loved him a lot, all his brothers hated him. They thought one thing, that our father is loving a smaller brother a lot than us. So they were very angry with this person. Let us get a chance when we find this child when he comes alone. But then we will kill him. They had intention to kill him, because whenever they used to see this son Joseph, because he was a young age and he was just taken care of by his father. My mother liked him a lot. Not mother. His father liked him a lot. All his brothers were very angry. They were very grievous. They thought, our father is just liking him. Father is not liking us. So there came a time in the life of these people when all his 10 brothers, they had gone to some other place. And Joseph also came at that place. But these, whereas they were elder and they always hated Joseph a lot, this time they decided to kill him. So they all caught hold of Joseph and they put him actually into a pit. I think it's a pit. They put this child into a pit. He was put inside a pit. This brother Joseph, he tried to call them up, please help me, please help me. But his brothers thought, let's end the story, let's put him in the pit, he'll remain there and he will die karke. Let's do it karke. Later on, one of the brothers called Judah, he said one thing, he's our own brother, let's not do with him, let's sell him off. So they removed this brother out of that pit and they sold him off to one of the Egyptians. Actually, there's always a saying, they removed him out from the pot. Actually, he was in a pot or maybe pit, and they took him to the pot to Potiphar. They were saying a pot to Potiphar. I know some people might know him who is Potiphar. So they took this child to a man called Potiphar. He was the chancellor of